Yotta Savings switched over at the very end of 2022 to daily drawings. On the surface, that sounds better because winning money every day is better than winning money once a week, right? But they changed the odds pretty significantly. They made the overall number of balls that are drawn from a lot bigger, which decreases our odds, and they generally just mix things up, so it's a little bit harder to track. So instead of doing complicated math, I'm going to literally go through all of my winnings and just tally up from the last few months that it was a weekly drawing, see how much I won there, calculate the percentage, and then tally up all the daily drawings I've won, calculate that percentage, and we'll see which one is better. Let's go. First of all, if you're not familiar with Yotta, it's a prize-linked savings account. It's basically a savings account that's more fun because it feels like a lottery. It's not a lottery, but it feels kind of like that because you're getting a ticket, you're drawing balls, you're winning money, and apparently their users have won $13,267,783 so far, which is nuts. I mean, that's a lot of money. I think I've won a total of almost 2,000. So yeah, it's legit. People are using it. And this kind of a concept is not new. It's new to America, but it's been around in Europe and in England and other places for a while. The way it works is for every $25 you deposit, you get one ticket per day. Then every day, a new set of balls is drawn. And if you check it that day, you get awarded the prize that day. It's really nice. If you forget to check it, you have to wait until the end of the week and then they all get awarded. It's not like you can lose money. It's not like you're spending money on tickets either. You're not spending $25 a ticket. You have deposited your money into an FDIC insured savings account. And it's no different than really any other savings account, except that then you're part of the sweepstakes that gives you these tickets and then you can win extra money. So it's basically just a lot more exciting than saying like, yes, you get 3% interest using our savings account. That's pretty boring. That's what normal banks do. Yotta is trying to mix it up and say, look, every day you can check the drawing. You can see how much you won. It's really cool. And it's pennies a day. I mean, for me, it's always been like not that much. But if you total it up, it ends up being a decent return, right? It's not bad. Enough talking. Let's go ahead and judge what I've done so far. And to do this, I made a spreadsheet. So here we go. Let's do my little spreadsheet. Of course, I got to be in dark mode. How do you not do that? So what we're going to do is look back through the records of Yotta and see what I won in September because it didn't switch over to the daily drawings until December. So right here where this blue date is, that's where it switched to daily. So what we'll do is put in the weekly prizes I got, and then it's going to calculate a percentage return based on $800 being deposited, because that's about what I had deposited. And then when we put all those in, it'll calculate an average monthly return for us. And this isn't an APR, this is per month. So we'll have to do a little math on top of that to do an APR, but that's fine. Let's get going. September 4th, I won a whopping massive $3.05. Amazing. Whoa, lost my place. Then I won $153, not even enough for a taco. Then I won $360, that's enough for a taco. Then I won $381. So the average for that month was 0.37%. If it's simple enough, we'll just take that, we'll multiply it by 12, we'll get our APR. So this is my hokey attempt at getting an APR conversion here. So if we kept doing what we were doing at that point, I'd be making 4.5% per year. This is my times 12 to say monthly return, yearly return equivalent. But let's keep going because maybe that was an uncanny month and it was extra good and it doesn't belong to be in the equation. Let's see what happened in October. Things got better. 571. Whoa, that's almost burrito money. Then 795. That's actually burrito money. 404. Not enough for a burrito. 230, not even enough for a taco. I'm not sure how this became my measurement of money, what I could buy from a Mexican food place, but you know, it is what it is. And let's actually use the laptop to finish out that formula on each of these. All right, now we're set up to see that kind of happening in real time there. So October was even more amazing, 7.42%. And to be clear, I do get a little bit of referral bonus tickets every now and then, or did back when people were kind of using my link to sign up for stuff. So my results are probably a little bit better than like the average person would be. But so far, really happy with that. I mean, somewhere between 4.5 and 7.4% is like, that's amazing. Love that. But let's keep going. Let's get a little bit wider assessment here. What happened in November? The month of turkey and thanks. 448, pretty good. 313, 409. And then, man, Merry Thanksgiving to us all. $9 that week of Thanksgiving. What a beautiful thing. 7.8%. That's amazing. Even better than October. But, dum dum dum, the Grinch may come and steal Christmas because we're about to change daily. Let's get into that. Now, it's a little bit confusing because the 4th and the 11th were both weekly drawings. So the first 2 weeks are weekly numbers. then after that, it's all daily numbers. It's going to throw off our results a little bit. The first start into December was not that great. 0.04%, 0.46. I mean, this was a 1% week. That was nuts back there on Thanksgiving. This, not so much. But let's see what happened once we went daily. See, I feel like it threw me off here in the beginning because I had a couple of days where I was over $1, which felt like just a crazy amount for a single day. A few other kind of nickel days, but by and large, I was like, okay, there's a real chance this is like a legit thing. I'm going to earn more or the same. Should be good. It went downhill from there. I mean, look at this. 4 cents, 5 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. This is not a Christmas miracle. Look at this. Christmas Eve, we got a nickel. Come on. That doesn't make anybody jolly. Christmas morning, we got another nickel. On the 26th, we got a nickel and a penny. Finally, on the 27th, we got over $1 again, which is a welcome reprieve from that depressing few pennies here and there. And we had one more good day that year here on the 29th, a 169 day. That's amazing. Then the 30th and 31st, wah, wah, not great days. Drum roll, please. What does that amount to as far as a monthly return? 0.06. Which if we just multiply that by 12 to get my kind of faux APR or whatever, 0.75%. And that's with 2 of those days in there are weekly drawing days. So that was like the old, awesome, great way that things were happening, that we were making more money included in this calculation. This is disappointing so far. What do you guys think about this? Have you been using Yotta? Have you seen a similar decrease in your overall return? That is a bummer. Now, part of the factor that could have played into this is that the whole crypto system kind of failure implosion meant that Yotta couldn't have crypto buckets anymore. So that means that we couldn't get an additional bonus there from them. We couldn't earn that extra kind of bump in interest because the crypto bucket had to kick the bucket. So we were back down to kind of the basic structure again. I don't know how much that has to do with this, as far as the actual number, like what percentage was represented by the crypto bucket and what am I left with here? I can't say for sure, but I can say September, October, November, we were up there averaging probably 6% between those 3 months. And then right as soon as we switched to the daily, wah, 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 bummer. I don't know. I still like the service in theory. I mean, I like using it. I like checking the app every day. I like seeing if I won anything. I think it's still really fun. And I think that the psychology behind it is really good because it helps you to think about saving. And that's so much of the battle is the human psychology behind things. I mean, last year I spent way too much money. Oh my gosh, all the money I spent on camera gear. Watch, can I do like a little video for you right now and put it up on the screen as an edit? Look at all this gear. I've got this box here, this fancy thing, that thing, this thing, teleprompter, bought that. I don't remember if I bought this or not. Bought the camera that's behind there, bought that camera, bought that camera, bought that lens back there for $1,300. I mean, it goes on and on. Like, it's this never ending just pile of black plastic, shiny stuff that took so much money from me. And maybe if I was a little bit more enthusiastic about saving, I could have kept more of that money. Now, granted, this is all tools to try and like make YouTube videos happen and sound crispy like ASMR. This isn't plugged in, by the way. And so I get that it's an investment, if you will. Like I'm investing in being able to bring these videos to you, which is great. It's a potentially useful expenditure of that money, but we can do that kind of rationalization in whatever we're spending money on. Oh, I needed to invest in more clothes for work. I needed to invest in a better car so it's more reliable. It's our hobby. It's our passion. It's our whatever. It's our escape. I need to invest in a better house so my kids go to better school. Like we can justify whatever we want. At a certain point, the buck has to stop and we've got to own up to our facts that we don't have enough self-control to save money. And so that's what it comes down to, that human behavior, that human psychology behind it. And so Yotta is helping us to hack that human behavior and gamify it and be like, check this out. This is kind of like a fun game. It's a little bit feels like a lottery, but it's not. And it's just this cool thing that in theory should help us. And I've failed it. I just didn't have my priorities straight to save money last year. And so that's part of like a resolution, if you will, for me this year in 2023 is just to say, how do I live a life that is still full, that I feel like I'm not trying to just scrape by and be like the most frugal person in the world, but I'm making do with what I already have. Because let's be honest, what I already have is plenty. And so us repeating that to ourselves can be really helpful. I've got enough. Anyway, I've ranted too much here. What do we think about Yotta? In theory, the service is great. In practice, thus far, my results have been less than impressive with the daily drawings. Now, if we can count on Yotta for anything, it's updates and changes and revisions and things coming out like new features and new interesting stuff. And I think that could be really fun. And I think that could help us again. But if we are going to be robots and we're going to strictly seek out the highest possible return, I'm not necessarily confident it's them anymore. A year or two ago, I was like, hey, go to them because banks are offering 0.6% and you can probably get 1.5% from Yotta. Like, that was great. But anymore, with a lot of standard savings accounts getting 3%, 3.8, 4%. I even heard a whisper of a rumor that M1 Finance is going to come out with a high yield savings. It's 4.5%. It's like, I don't know that it's worth using unless you really like the game of it. If that side, if the psychology side is really helping you, by all means, go for it because none of us are going to get rich earning 3% interest anyway. So if you have a ton of cash and you have to optimize it, I'd probably look elsewhere, if I'm honest. If the psychology is helping you, then keep on playing. The secret comment for today is expenditure because we've all got to watch out for our expenditures. It'll take our money out of our savings account and throw it into gear and tech and things that are shiny and depreciate really fast. And the goal for us to be here and to build wealth is to invest in things that don't depreciate so fast. So if you enjoyed the video, drop expenditure, drop a like, and make sure that you subscribe. Only 5% of you guys are subscribed. That's crazy. You got to subscribe. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.